You're also very much a social butterfly. Like I could never, like literally.
But again, didn't she say like right at the beginning of like when we were drinking? Didn't you say like I like how you're a fly on the wall? Well, I like how you can blend in.
No, I like how you can just go up to things and take pictures of them.
Oh yeah,
and just be like, and like it's normal, like that to you, like you as a photographer have that like innate ability of like you blend into the crowd enough to be able to just be like, hey, that's cool, pap, and then just walk away from that and not be like, that's anything weird.
Like nonchalant or whatever.
Me, on the other hand, the minute I do it, or the minute I even think about doing it, I'm like, oh my God, that person's gonna stare at me and be like, why the fuck is she taking a picture of me? That like, what if they say something? And all these like a million things run through my mind of like, nah, I shouldn't do that. And you're just like, all right, let's go to the next. Let's go sit down over there, whatever it may be. Yeah. And I just can't do that. It's just crazy. It's interesting. Yeah, I love seeing that I love seeing you do it and like seeing it in action. And like literally I was sitting down with Alex just being like, look at this motherfucker out here talking it up. I still
consider myself an introvert. Like I still consider myself.
I think you like to be like a homebody who likes this solitude and like the comfort of your home and where you choose to put your roots down or whatever the hell you're doing.
Yeah.
But you are able to be a social butterfly.
I'm very capable.
And I am an introvert as you are in that sense. Like I like being home. I like having that space where I thrive at the most, especially creatively. But I don't have the ability to be like a social butterfly, because even at work, every single person at work has been like, you know, you didn't really talk a lot when I first met you. And I'm like, I won't talk to you for like the first 3 weeks of our encounter. And then because you will see me be unhinged about something and be like, oh, you like that? And I'm like, yeah. And then all of a sudden, all of a sudden everything about me starts to be like, oh, she's so bubbly, she's so whatever. And it's like, yeah, but it takes like a month.
It's so funny that you're talking about like me taking pictures and all these pictures showing up are like candid shots of me just like of you taking photographs of like really candid moments of people enjoying themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so anyway, back to the quote. That's why in those situations, like I don't ever feel intimidated by people. I don't feel intimidated. Now I'm very aware of people and who they are and what they bring to the table or whatever, right? So like I can see a like very put together, like let's say guy, for example, like very put together, like, you know what I mean, blah, blah, and like I'm not matching that like same kind of energy in the moment. I'm like, all right, like I'm aware that like that's not
the vibe right now?
Or that I look very different than that.
Yeah.
I'm aware of that. But it doesn't make me intimidated to still be in the room. I won't cower away from the, I'll just be like, all right, like it's just not, you know what I mean? Like he's killing it today. Cool. You know what I mean? But like also I'm here.
I think for a while I didn't understand that concept, and then I'm working on it. That's what I was talking about earlier today. Just the fact we got to get on our 10 behavior. Can't continue to just treat myself like a mid when I'm a 10. Mid? A mid, yeah, bro. Like, you know.
You treat yourself like a mid?
I treat myself like a mid all the time. I walk around like I'm a mid. I look like a mid a lot of the times, and it's just like, look, bitch.
The hell does that mean? Like basic? Is that the new basic?
Mid? No. There's like.
Basic is low?
There's fugly. Oh, it's gonna piss people off. There's fugly, and there's mid, and then there's 10 behavior.
And there's 10 behavior.
So like, in the just general concept, yeah. Like there's like the general concept of like, there's people who are not conventionally pretty, right? And they're just like, all right.
10 behaviors of mentality.
10 behaviors is a mixture of mentality and also just looking pretty, actually being a pretty person. Like for instance, I would consider myself obviously a 10 behavior when I try, like when I actually take care of myself, because you know.
But it's also actions too, though, because people be like, people be pooping in the shower, and you're like, yo, that's not 10 behavior.
It's literally not 10 behavior, bro. Like exactly,
you gotta be pooping in the shower.
That's what I'm saying. So like, I've been treating myself like a mid in the sense that like I'm not taking care of myself the way I'm supposed to, yada yada, like not like self-care, whatever the fuck people say, and all that shit. But I know my potential. I know what I look like. You know what I mean? Like I know where I could be if I dedicated the right amount of time for all of these things. And that's the thing. It's dedication to the life that you're trying to continuously live. So it just kind of goes back to that like school of thought of like, if you want that and you gotta do X, Y, and Z, like to be that person. You can't just be thinking I want to be X, Y, and Z and be like, but I want to be a 10, but I don't want to do the X, Y, and Z for the next 3 months.
Shit, I don't even think about that. I just do what I like to do.
No, but what I mean is like you, for instance, are somebody who's like, first of all, for instance, as an example, when you were younger, I'd be like, "Juan, you look like you're gaining weight." You're like, "What? No, I'm not." And then you like start looking in the mirror and you're like, Next thing I know, you're like shredding like a motherfucker for like the next 3 months. And then you're like, "Do I look fat now?" And it'd be like, "Wait, what?" Like, what the fuck happened? And it was because you were like, "You're right. Maybe you noticed something that I was like, maybe I don't like that." And then all of a sudden it was like, "Oh, I did X, Y, and Z to get to how I want to look like right now." You are very good at that. I'm not. Like, but I'm in the process of being more aware of that. So thus we're looking to aim at our 10 peak behavior because I was gifted enough by genetics to look nice.
Is this ranking like region specific? Because a 10 behavior in New York is not 10 behavior in like Milwaukee.
I feel like 10 behavior everywhere. What you mean?
Nah, son, that's not how that works. Imagine being a 10 in Omaha. You can lower down a couple notches. If you're in Omaha, Nebraska,
I suppose
with nobody there, Giddings, Texas, you gonna be a 10 in Giddings, Texas. You driven right through that town. It takes 4 steps to get to the other side. What you mean? You ain't got
I suppose
6 behavior is acceptable.
I suppose so, but I'm trying to be like. In the way I envision myself being a 10, I don't think I'm a 10 anywhere I want to be at the moment, because in my mind, being a 10 means being this like
shit. I don't even know. I think like
classy overall.
I'm about to be like super
person.
nerdy. I think the idea of like a 10 is like infinity, like the concept of infinity. Like it could be like a big ass number, or it could be like forever. You know what I mean? So that I'm gonna lose a lot of people with that, but like. Because I'm gonna give you like a realistic